Introducing the Tertiary Education Subsidy or TES, a grant and aid program under Republic Act 10931 or the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act that provides subsidy to Filipino undergraduate students enrolled in state universities and colleges, JED-recognized local universities and colleges, and private higher education institutions, especially the poor but academically able and highly motivated students, by supporting the full or partial cost of tertiary education. Let's take a look at the continuing TES grantees. All continuing TES grantees enrolled in academic year 2022 to 2023 shall receive the same amount of subsidy, specifically 60,000 pesos per academic year or 30,000 pesos per semester for those enrolled in private HEIs, and 40,000 pesos per academic year or 20,000 pesos for those enrolled in state universities and colleges and JED-recognized local universities and colleges until they graduate. In addition, TES provides an additional subsidy for persons with disability, or what we call TES 3A, and TES 3B for those enrolled in a program that requires professional licensure examinations with a one-time reimbursement. Note that the maximum residency rule shall strictly apply. For instance, a TES grantee with a 4-year maximum residency will be given a 1-year grace period to receive TES. Next, let's review the process flow for continuing TES grantees. Step 1. The UniFAST Central Office issues a call to open validation and releases a memorandum to CHED regional offices and disseminates it to higher education institutions. Step 2. The HEI extracts the list of continuing TES grantees from the HEI portal. The TES focal person logs into the HEI portal. Proceed to the menu bar. Click the TES button and then the continuing grantees to generate the list. This will be the content in our Annex 2 Form 2. Step 3. The HEI submits to CHED Regional Office the Annex 2 forms, notarized certification from the registrar, and certificate of registration or enrollment. Annex 2 has 3 forms: TES Continuing Form 1 or the Consolidated TES Billing Statement, TES Continuing Form 2 or the list of continuing TES grantees enrolled in the current semester. Take note that the TES Continuing Form 1 and Form 2 must contain an equivalent number of total grantees. And then, there's the TES Continuing Form 3, which contains the status of continuing TES grantees not included in the TES Continuing Form 2, supposing the student has dropped with or without a leave of absence, transferred, graduated, and other reasons. Step 4. The CHED regional offices validate the documentary requirements submitted by the HEIs. Step 5. After the validation period, the CHED Regional Office submits to the UniFAST Secretariat the Certification of Total TES Beneficiaries or Annex 4, prepared by the regional coordinators, certified by the Chief Education Program Specialist, and approved by the CHED Regional Director. Step 6. The UniFAST Secretariat reviews the data of the validated and verified grantees to generate the master list of continuing TES grantees for the semester. The master list is certified and endorsed to the CHED Regional Office and then to HEIs. Step 7. The CHED Regional Office processes the billings using Annex 2 Forms 1 and 2 of the continuing TES grantees and proceeds with the release of TES funds to the HEI. Step 8. The HEI sets a schedule for distribution and notifies the continuing TES grantees that their subsidy is ready for claiming. So what are the reasons for termination of grants? Students who fail to enroll for one academic term with no leave of absence or LOA. Students who fail to enroll for at least 2 academic terms within an academic year. Students suspended for 1 academic term or more. Students who got expelled. students who fail to qualify under the admission and retention requirements as certified by the HEI. Students who fail to complete their bachelor's degree or comparable undergraduate degree a year after the period prescribed in their program. Continuing grantees under the concluding ESG PPA who transfer to HEIs other than SUCs, and applicants who submitted falsified documents. Next up, let's get to know more about the new TES grantees. What makes a student eligible for TES? First, you have to be a Filipino citizen, an undergraduate student enrolled in SUC, LUC, or private HEI. And lastly, should not be overstaying in the program. But what makes a student ineligible for TES? If you are a foreign student or a non-student, if you are enrolled in an HEI or program not included in the CHED registry, if you are in your second undergraduate program, if you are already a beneficiary of the Tulong Dunong program, CHED scholarship programs, and national government-funded ISTOFAPs, and students who submitted falsified documents. All new TES slots in academic year 2023 to 2024 shall be equally distributed among student applicants from SUCs, CHED-recognized LUCs, and private HEIs including PNSL. All applicants are cross-matched and ranked based on the latest listahanan data. Starting from the academic year 2023 to 2024, new TES grantees shall receive 20,000 pesos per academic year or 10,000 pesos per semester. In addition, they may receive TES 3A, which grants 10,000 pesos per academic year or 5,000 pesos per semester, and TES 3B for a one-time reimbursement of 8,000 pesos for licensure and board examination fees. The maximum residency rule still applies. The required documentary submissions include a certificate of enrollment and a PWD ID, if applicable. Now, let's take a look at the process flow for new TES applicants. Step 1. The UniFAST Secretariat calls for TES applications through a memo to CHED Regional Office, which then disseminates it to HEIs. Step 2. Once enrolled, the applicant must coordinate with the TES focal person of the HEI and provide information for the Form Annex 1, such as the student's name, profile, permanent address, and family background. Note that the submission of documents does not mean automatic qualification. Afterwards, Annex 1 is uploaded to the online portal. Step 3. The UniFAST Secretariat proceeds with the nationwide assessment, which comprises the name matching and ranking process to determine all qualified applicants. Step 4. The result of the nationwide assessment allows the HEI to extract the list of qualified applicants from the HEI's portal. To do that, the TES focal person logs into the HEI portal. Proceed to the menu bar. Click the TES button, then Manage TES Applicants, then click Qualified Grantees to generate the list. Step 5. The HEI notifies the student about the list of TES grantees. Step 6. The HEI submits Annex 5 forms, notarized certification from the registrar, and certificate of registration or enrollment to CHED Regional Office. Annex 5 has two forms. TES New Form 1 is the consolidated TES billing statement with the total grantees and amount billed to the HEI. TES New Form 2 is the form containing the list of qualified grantees who are currently enrolled for the semester. Keep in mind that these forms will be used for validation and billing purposes. Step 7. The CHED Regional Office verifies and validates the documentary requirements submitted by HEIs to identify new TES grantees. Step 8. After the validation period, the CHED Regional Office submits to UniFAST Secretariat the certification of total TES beneficiaries or Annex 4, certified by the Chief Education Program Specialist and approved by the TED Regional Director. Step 9. The UniFAST Secretariat reviews the list of validated and verified grantees and generates the master list of new TES grantees. The master list will be certified and endorsed by the UniFAST Secretariat to TED Regional Office and then to HEIs. Step 10. The TED Regional Office processes the billings of the new TES grantees using Annex 5, Form 1 and 2, and proceeds with the release of funds to HEIs. Step 11. The HEI sets a schedule for distribution and notifies the new TES grantees that their subsidy is ready for claiming. So that's the Tertiary Education Subsidy Program. Contact our regional coordinators in TED regional offices for further information and other inquiries. Visit our website www.unifast.gov.ph. Follow our social media channels on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.